right, guys, welcome back. It is the GSL Code A Finals. That's right, we've got Slayers GanZI up 2-0 against MarineKing Prime.we. Wow, and you know, I'm like, I've never felt so surprised and so not surprised at the same time. It's a weird feeling, you know, because I'm kind of like, part of me is like, I'm expecting MarineKing to win this, but another part of me is like, well, GanZI is just so good. How can anyone beat him? You know, how can MarineKing beat him? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think if it would forced me to decide who I thought was going to win, I probably would have gone with GanZI.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, it's hard to. Anyway, hold that thought because we're going to get right into Game 3.
Merge. Really shows off MarineKing's sideburns, doesn't it? Anyway, at the bottom of the map, our current leader up 2 games right now in this finals, best of 7 from the team Slayers. He is
Slayers GanZI.
I do like that headset, that Razer headset.
Yeah.
I enjoy wearing it. Anyway, at the top of the map, we have our Terran from the team Prime.we. He needs to win this game.
MarineKing Prime.we.
Yeah, I've actually been wearing one of those Razer headsets recently too. It's actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah. You know, I said he needs to win this game. I guess he doesn't need to win this game because it's the best of 7, but, you know, what the,
I guess they wanted to come back. And Anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
We need to make time for our sponsors, Moltraps.
We do.
Thanks to Pepsi, G-Skill, and, of course, actually, I don't know, I didn't see the Ola thing pop up, so I'll just say Ola as well. Ole. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you to you guys at home for watching, too.
Indeed. Now, remember, this is
Wait.
the Code A Championships. What?
Wait.
What?
He's doing it again.
Oh, he is. MarineKing going Command Center first again.
He's like, I really think it's going to work this time, honest.
Well, it did work last game in a sense that he didn't just die to a rush.
Yeah, I mean, he did get it up. He did use it to get a very, very fast, large amount of bio. And on a map like Daybreak, I'd say this is a better map to do it on than dual
But
side anyway.
the thing was, last game, GanZI went for a Blue Flame Hellion expand, and because he had those Hellions out earlier, MarineKing couldn't actually really make much use of his extra command center because he couldn't get his SCVs down to his expansion for fear of losing them.
Right.
So that's why it kind of didn't pay off too much, and it looks like GanZI is going to be doing something similar, yes.
Yeah, well, he did the same thing he's done, you know, both games already, going for the gas first. And I wonder if that's actually going to become the standard in TVT now. I mean, a lot of people still get barracks first, then gas, but especially with the possible change to barracks times coming up, I wonder if people aren't just going to go, well, you know, I just want to get my factory out that much faster because everyone's going mech. I'm just going to do gas first every game now. I wonder if that's going to happen, Moltrap.
I don't know.
I wonder.
We will find out. What I was going to mention, by the way, is remember, this is the Code A final, so the winner of this match will get immediate Code S status. Now, there are 8 Code S spots available for people trying to get into Code S. There's 3 up and down groups, and the top 2 from each count for 6 of those. The 7th is the winner of Code A, and the 8th spot in Code S is actually from MLG. So, you know, mute if you don't want any spoilers for about 20 or 30 seconds, because I'm going to spoil MLG for you guys.
Spoil it.
Because the 8th Code S spot is actually going to go to Dong Regu, because he was the highest placing MLG participant who was not already Code S.
Yeah.
So congrats to him.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be very happy about that. He's got I would say as big of a legion of fans as MarineKing does now. GanZI going for, again, fast Blue Flame Hellions. Worked pretty well last time. Wondering if he's going to just drop them in there or if he's going to drive them across the map.
Well, I mean, the thing is early game, unless you're going for straight Marauders, which is very risky against if they have any Marines.
Yeah.
Or Banshees. Unless you're going straight Marauders, you're gonna, you need those Blue Flame Hellions, because Hellions kill. If they get Blue Flame, and you have Hellions or Marines, the Blue Flame Hellions will kill those so fast that you just kind of need them of your own if you're going to survive.
Yeah, they'll be pre-ignited.
They will be pre-ignited, man.
No fun.
If they get ignited beforehand, they are so much more powerful.
I don't know. It's like when you buy the hot dogs and the wrappers, they're already pre-cooked. They should just change it to say pre-ignited, in my opinion. Pre-ignited hot dogs.
Now, we do have MarineKing going for mass bio again is what it looks like. He's got 4 racks in his base. He's got a factory going up, but he's probably just going to make a starport and start getting out medevacs.
Yeah. MarineKing, I don't know. I mean, he's kind of doing the same thing he has been doing. Only I wonder if he's going to go just Marines this time. I mean, I feel like last time he's like, well, I have to get more than just Marines because my old style was just silly. But when it comes down to it, if MarineKing's going to play MarineKing style, you don't make Marauders, you just make Marines. But he's making Marauders, so I guess he's not going to do that. So we may have kind of a similar repeat as last game, except I've got a feeling the Blue Flame Hellions are going to do a little bit more damage this time, Moletrap.
They may indeed. The Marines are not quite there yet. And he drops him out, gets a few SCVs so far. Lots of Marines targeting him down.
Yeah, look at that. GanZI moving his medevac in front of the Hellions to try to draw fire from the Marines. Such good unit control players, GanZI. He's going to kill
he's just going to kill all the Marines.
And after he kills the Marines, he's going to kill a lot of SCVs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man.
A little bit of a mismicro there. He lined up his SCVs, but he didn't chase them, unfortunately.
Well, the Marauder's out now, so he's going to need to pick up. But this is not a good start for MarineKing. Losing all those Marines is a huge blow early on.
Oh, but he's going to go to the natural, and no, he's not going to unload them again.
Yeah, a little bit
Smart
dangerous.
move. That would have been... he would have kind of thrown him away like he did in the previous game, but he's going to get out safely.
Yeah.
And GanZI takes a 15 supply lead with those kills.
Yes, he does. Losing those Marines is just so huge. Here they come again.
A couple more SCVs, and...
Wow, that looked weird. He picked up the Hellions as they were firing, and so you had this weird arc of flame. Strange.
Yeah, the flame was still there even though the Hellion was not there.
It's a cool effect. So yeah, as you guys saw, 18 workers killed so far by Slayer's GanZI. It's a good amount of workers for only losing 2 Hellions for that. It's a pretty good trade, I'd say. And yeah, we're going to see a very similar game to last game. We're going to see Bio versus Mech again. You know what, Moletrap?
Yeah.
I think Mech has a big advantage right now.
I think it does, man. Yeah, and GanZI, of course, can still threaten with that medevac as well. He's basically, he's got it camped out back there, and until MarineKing gets a Viking, which I'm surprised he hasn't, basically GanZI could just at any time just run in and do whatever damage he wants if MarineKing is out of position.
Yeah. Well, it's really nice to be able to make your opponent focus on something that you choose, you know?
Yeah.
Because right now he's like, well, even if I'm not going to drop, I'm going to poke in with the medevac a few times.
And speaking of which, at the top of the main, he's going to lose a couple. Oh, he saves.
Wow.
1 Hellion still.
How did that Hellion live? I was shocked. All right, so 3 factories again. Standard for 2 bases. Oh, the
goes
Hellion
back in. MarineKing thought the danger was over, so he left that area, and as 1 Hellion get back in here, he had decided not to concentrate on the SCVs, though. I think he was just scouting with that last Hellion.
Yeah, I mean, why not? The Hellion was a little bit low on health anyway, can't really do much more damage, so good job, I would say, to scout for that. MarineKing's moving across the map right now. He's got to try to do some damage with this, but it's going to be so difficult to. I mean, he's got so many Hellions. GanZI also has siege mode finished already.
Yeah, well, GanZI is expecting a drop, so his forces are actually a little bit out of position. They're in the back of his base, and MarineKing is just going to try and charge up the front here, and GanZI needs to get into the front of his base. He does have him up at that ramp, so actually he can probably siege up on top there and be okay.
Yeah, I think MarineKing's going to cause a cancel on this command center at least. It's a nice little score. He's going to take out the bunker too, but when he tries to move in any farther, those siege tanks are just going to stop him cold.
Exactly. Exactly, and nicely done putting them up on the high ground. That is the one thing that you can do with this bio style, is if you can stim in there and kill all the tanks first immediately, then you can polish things off with the superior forces after that. But keeping those tanks up there is going to keep them a lot safer.
Now, right now, MarineKing is building his fourth, so, or no, I'm sorry, his third. So his third base is going to be up a little bit earlier than Slayer's GanZI, so that's going to be a nice little edge for him in about, 2 or 3 minutes from now. Shoot the building down. Oh, I had to run away.
Barracks driver.
It's a brave man.
It's a brave man indeed, or woman. Could be a woman driving it. Either way, they're brave. They must feel like they're being able to participate in this fight. And GanZI moving those tanks down a little bit farther. He's got so many tanks right now that he's just really covered. He's got 9 siege tanks. That is disgusting. They're going to have +1 weapons pretty soon.
Goodbye. That Hellion is not going to ever see the light of day again. And so MarineKing, he's kept up on supply quite admirably with Slayer's GanZI, but, again, he's just kind of, got that force that he can't really engage GanZI with. Now, what MarineKing, I think, is going to try to do, and what he really needs to do, is keep GanZI from taking additional bases. If he can do that, he can throw units at him and just be positional about it and eventually wear him out. That's kind of his plan, I would think, but here's a big, big push coming across the map from Slayer's GanZI right now.
Nope, he's just faking it. Apparently, he wants to go back. And I think you're right about it because MarineKing has taken his third. Again, because he has the more mobile force. If GanZI moves out, it's going to be a little bit easier for MarineKing to use his forces defensively because in order to move across the map, GanZI has to be unsieged. Right. And if he's not sieged up, he's not really making full use of the power of his build. And here comes those Hellions, and the force of Marines that was here to protect this is gone.
Oh, no.
And he's going to lose the mules, the SCVs, and maybe even some Marines.
Didn't lose as much as he could have there, but did lose most of everything at that base. And here come more Hellions to try to take out some Marines. Oh, that actually didn't do anything. All right, those Hellions didn't get the memo, apparently.
Yep, and battle cruisers coming out for GanZI again.
Ooh.
So he is really going to try to, and this time he does not quite have as many Vikings, I don't think. Let me double check. Yeah, he's only got the 4 Vikings. Well, that's how many he got before, but if your opponent doesn't make Vikings to try and counter you, you can seal the air with 4 Vikings, so that makes sense that he didn't get any more. Well, and I like the battle cruisers and Banshees being added in. Oh, he sieges up.
Are the Hellions going to make the difference? That is a huge bioforce for MarineKing, but look at that! He's just losing everything to the siege tanks. Yeah, you just cannot go toe-to-toe against mech with bio. It just does not work. Now,
MarineKing did change things up, and as we saw, he did make Vikings this game, so he was actually able to win the air battle. He didn't lose all of his medevacs that time, which is actually pretty crucial.
Yeah. What I'm wondering, though, a little bit is, like, where's the old MarineKing, Where's the MarineKing that would be dropping at the same time as he's doing this?
That's a good question, but at the right side of the map, GanZI going in with some more Hellions. Gonna lose them, though.
Yeah, now, MarineKing did kill one of GanZI's command centers that was trying to take a fourth. Yep. So that was a nice little score there.
I think he had an extra command center somewhere, though. Maybe,
he's always got a
when he floated up to his third. So, MarineKing trying to take the bottom right base, though. So, again, staying ahead in the Econ game.
Yeah.
And a Thor is now out for GanZI. It's going to be really nice. Now he's kind of ceding control of the air in a way, but keeping that Thor around to protect his battlecruiser from Vikings.
Yeah, Thors make a huge, huge difference in this matchup now. Before it was kind of like, well, I guess they're okay against tanks, but now that they can kill Banshees and Vikings so quickly, very, very helpful. Although Ravens with point defense drone do shut them down in a big way. I mean, it takes forever for a Thor to kill a point defense drone.
And MarineKing taking a 5th base on the inside, sort of 3 o'clock position as
really
well.
Like this.
Yeah, really smart move. Well, GanZI is going to be at 3 bases, and I don't see him trying to take a 4th right now, so that could be really good for MarineKing if he's able to take that much of an economic lead. Now, both players are almost maxed, so the ability to reproduce one's army is going to be important as well.
Well, MarineKing needs to find some way to do damage to the economy of GanZI. I mean, at this point, GanZI's army is large enough. MarineKing's not going to be able to attack it straight up, so he needs to hit him from the side. He needs to be doing those drops in the main and the natural. He needs to be picking up little groups of units here and there, and right now he's just not doing that. You know, he's wandering about the map. He is taking a lot of bases, which is a really good thing to do, but he's not quite containing GanZI to the amount he needs to, I think.
MarineKing is adding 4 more barracks on. It's going to bring his total to 12 barracks, including 4 with reactors.
Now that's MarineKing style.
So, exactly. He's going to be able to make...
Oh, look at this small trap. He's going to come in, and I think he's going to be able to get this third.
Now he's using the mobility of his Bioforce. The tanks are stuck in the middle of the map.
That's right.
They weren't in a position to protect this from happening. He's going to lose that 3rd orbital.
Oh, is he going to come down and take out those undefended tanks? And there he goes.
Oh, Bioforce coming from the bottom, but the tanks are sieged up.
Yep, he's got to be very careful here, taking a couple siege tank hits. Alien's coming in there. Don't attack MarineKing, no. All right.
And he's going to take out the fledgling expansion of GanZI. GanZI just lost 2 orbitals, man. He is now limited to only mining at his expansion, whereas MarineKing has his natural, his 3rd, his 4th, and his 5th mining right now.
Big siege tank hit taken by MarineKing there. Needs to be very, very careful right now, because he knows that now that he's shut down GanZi's economy like that, GanZi's just going to push, because he's going to be like, I have a huge army that's terrifying. You can't attack it. I think MarineKing is still in a very precarious spot right now. He's going to have to engage this absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, now he can afford to lose 1 army. He's got enough in the bank to reproduce that army immediately, but he's got to basically be still careful, like you said, because if he loses it kind of 1.5 times, he still just lose the game. Although he is going to trade.
He's going to do it.
I think this is the right move, too. He can't engage that mech force straight up, but if he trades, he can just easily reproduce in his main.
He's going for the counterattack. MarineKing, he loves his base races, and a lot of Hellions getting taken out by those Marauders before the tanks show up. And look at this, he's going to kill all the production buildings of Slayer's GanZI. This is going to be a bona fide base race.
It certainly is. GanZI marching into the natural expansion of MarineKing, but MarineKing is all up in his main, killing all of his buildings. GanZI is now not mining at all. MarineKing is still mining from 3 bases, and those 16 worth of production barracks in his main are going to try and pump out as many things as possible, but now GanZI is going to siege up his production buildings as well. Here's the thing though, MarineKing just can produce a bunch of barracks in another base.
Yeah, his upgrades are still going to carry over, whereas, you know, it's going to be a lot tougher for GanZI to remake a bunch of factories, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at the march of the factories there.
Army of barracks. That's right. And look at this, reactor's already going down. Oh, but some Viking drops here. It's going to kill some SCVs, but ultimately the air advantage is still going to go to MarineKing. And MarineKing has basically just killed everything that GanZI has.
Yeah.
All the buildings.
And now GanZI still has a very large mech force.
Well, he also has a command center floating around too, which is going to keep him from being revealed. That's actually huge.
That is actually a really big deal, you're right, because then...
2 command centers even.
Oh, one's going to burn down.
Oh, now command center.
Orbital just burned down in the middle of the space at the top left. Here he is. He's got to sweep through the entire map. He's got to use this army alone to sweep through the entire map. Now he's lost a lot of forces, and MarineKing is now bringing his whole army back to combat this. He's reproduced some of his production facilities as well, so he's going to be able to make a large army. He's going to have a bigger supply, but it's going to be a large bio army versus a little bit smaller mech army.
He just has to engage this so perfectly, and right now the siege tanks are all sieged up like that. You know, to a certain extent though, MarineKing can just kind of keep moving around the map, you know? He's got a pretty decent trust fund built up. He can just stay very positional. Oops, taking 2 siege tank hits there.
Yeah. If GanZI unsieges and MarineKing attacks, MarineKing will win the game, but he's being very careful, moving only a few siege tanks at a time in order to make sure that he doesn't get caught unsieged. Very smart by GanZI. He's got to do this so perfectly.
Both of these guys, they have to do it pretty perfectly. Now MarineKing has the advantage. He's got more supplies, not supply block. He's got more money. Obviously, GanZi's not mining anymore.
And
whereas,
oh my!
What?
Oh,
go ahead.
Actually, that orbital is going to die in midair. So MarineKing's actually his last expansion, his last command center is the planetary that's about to die in the middle of the map. He might actually just get revealed in a second.
Yeah, it's possible.
I don't see any other command
Well,
centers around.
he has one in the upper.
Oh, he has one in the top left.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there goes the planetary. GanZI, though, he's starting to mine again. He's got one of his command centers saved. This game is just insane.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, GanZI.
Switch spots on the map.
And he actually had, I think he had to rebuild his barracks in order to make that into an orbital at the right side of the map.
Probably.
Well, yeah, he must have a barracks somewhere.
I don't know, man.
I don't see where it is, but...
Oh, I like this a lot. Cloaked Banshee being researched by MarineKing. This is something you see Smart Terrans do in a weird situation like this. Cloaked Banshees can make a huge, huge, huge difference in late game TVT if it gets to be one of those weird, crazy base raid situations.
Yeah, they can be so good, especially if your opponent doesn't have orbitals. And I was actually wrong. GanZI was morphing a planetary at the right side of the map because he actually does not have a barracks. He built an eBay to make that a planetary and doesn't have any scans. He's got only one orbital floating at the bottom middle. And that is it, man.
Yep. And there goes another barracks from MarineKing. Now, MarineKing needs to be careful with this. They're actually... Oh, you know, actually he doesn't because GanZI doesn't have any scans at all.
No, he's got 0 scans.
Nope, he's got to move his command center back to get some scans. This could be big. He's trying to get some missile turrets up. There's one building right there. He's starting a second one. But if MarineKing is good about this, he'll be able to stop him from getting any detection at all. And right now, yeah, he just needs to kill a bunch of tanks. If he kills all the tanks of GanZI, or at least half of them, he can roll in and beat this army.
Exactly. Now he's going to run
Oh,
out.
GG!
Oh, wow. GanZI, GG's!
Did he forget about his orbital or something? I mean, it'd be tough to move it in and land it, but...
Yeah, there was no way he could get it in close enough to land it, I don't think. And MarineKing finally using the mobility to his advantage of that bio army.
Yeah.
And you know what, man? You don't base race MarineKing.
No, you don't. Otherwise...
He almost always wins that.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
That's right. GanZI learned hard. He's going to like write that down in his little notebook paper. He's like, don't base race against MarineKing. Yep.
Maybe he's studying his build for the next game or something.
Yeah. We were talking to Cell a little bit earlier, and apparently they actually have a strategy coach that was helping out Slayer's GanZI as well. So they really, really tried to prepare him as best he can. He's still one game up, but, you know, I've still got that feeling. You know, I feel like MarineKing should win this. I don't know why. The evidence would seem to point otherwise, but I'll have to wait and see.
I don't know, man. The series is definitely not over yet. MarineKing bring it to 1 game away from being tied up with GanZI, so it is only a 1-game series.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you watched any MLG, you know that being down in a series does not mean that you are out at all.
No, not at all.
Even being down a couple games in the best of 7, you can still get into it. So the next map is going to be Crossfire.
Oh, okay.
And that is going to be interesting. That's going to be another map where, again, the mobility is going to be, if MarineKing again continues to go for a bio style, you can make a lot of use of that on Crossfire. There's different lanes. There you can go down the middle, up and down the sides, and what have you. It's a little bit narrower map, though, so it'll be a little bit easier for GanZI, if he does go for the continued mech, to kind of keep tabs on the whole thing. It'll be easier to split the map.
Bio's just not really going to work on this map for MarineKing. It's too difficult. The lanes are too narrow. You can see right there is our next map.
That was nicely done.
Next map. It's like learn to read at the GSL. Like follow the bouncing Doa hand. Map.
You should start a kids show.
Map.
Starcraft.
I don't know,
Starcraft
man.
ABCs. But we're going to get started here on game number 4. Can GanZI bring home a 3-1 or will MarineKing tie it up? Let's find out.